Henry, 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 where have you been? Whew. It's about time that I acquired this green guy, because I have been waiting for, I think, about 3 months to obtain him. Not the way I was hoping, but we got him. So, let me give you a bit of backstory on how I got him. So, obviously, as you know, I run Ready for Trains, which is my online Thomas store. I sell new and used, mostly new, from my wholesalers, mainly NDA, which I'm sure a lot of people in the Thomas fandom are aware of. However, for some reason, Mattel cancelled Henry's single release. This is not just in the UK, a lot of other countries have experienced the same sort of fate. Now, I know the US has gotten a few Henrys, however, they are not from the singles release, they are from the assortment only. The assortment is still scheduled for the UK release, but I don't think it's coming until November from what NDA have been telling me on the website. But yeah, so I had to contact a person who I know in Thailand who was able to obtain this case for me. So let me give you a bit of backstory. So they work for a company that basically receives products from manufacturers all over Thailand, and basically it's that company's job to distribute them to the countries where they're going to be sold. So I made some text messages, well, not text messages, but online messages, and I had to give them the product code. Now, with these boxes, it only says Thomas & Friends diecast engine on the box. It doesn't say that it is Henry, so I had to give them that product code up there, and that was how they were able to tell that it was Henry, because they're not allowed to open the boxes, because technically it doesn't belong to them unless someone's paying for it. Obviously I did pay, but they wouldn't be allowed to open them. But thankfully I received them, and it was Henry. The Chinese packaging, though, again, they're not allowed to open them, so they wouldn't not able to confirm that it was the English one or the Chinese one. I mean, you've got the English here. I think this one was definitely going to be distributed to the Asian market. But yeah, I'm happy to have it. The other 5, obviously I got 6 in the case. The other 5 are up on my pegs here. You can see them right at the top, just above James. And they are for sale on the Ready for Trains store. So if you do want one, if you're in the UK and you do want one, and you don't want the hassle of having to pay import fees or going to Tootley Thomas and paying a ridiculous amount of money, £55 I think it is, to get Henry along with a motorised Thomas, a motorised Percy, a motorised Gordon, and a push along James. Why do that when you can get him from Ready for Trains on his own, and cheaper as well? So let me stop waffling and let's have a look at Henry. So again, it's for the Asian market because it's got the Chinese writing on it, but overall it is the same one. On the back it had this thing here, so I had to rip it off, and obviously it has damaged the box a bit, but luckily this is my personal one, so it doesn't really matter. However, the other ones I have left it on, as I didn't want to damage the box, as they are products for the store. One thing I do like about these Chinese versions, you actually get pictures. On the English ones, it's just all that drivel at the bottom, no pictures whatsoever. I don't know why Mattel do that. But yeah, it does make the Chinese one better because it's got those pictures. You've got all the blah 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 here, basic licensing stuff, and then hit logo and a bunch of Chinese writing up there. I assume that is just the warning label here, because obviously it says more friends, more fun. I'm assuming that's the Chinese version of it there. yeah, so let's get Henry out of his little box and take a closer look at him. And here he is. First impressions. Okay, let's just take this away for a minute. This is lovely. We've not had a decent Henry in years. Do I prefer it over the Take Along? I'm not saying it's better, but there are things that are better on this one than they are on the Take Along. But the Take Along is probably still number one, but there are things that are better on this one. You got Henry underneath, 2025 Glenn Thomas Limited, which proves it is a new mould. I have heard people saying that, oh, it's just a reproduced mould of the All Engines Go one. I don't see that, at least not with all the parts. This chassis is definitely new, because knowing Mattel, they love using the same molds, and if they use the same mold, it would say like 2021 or 2022 if it was the All Engines Go Henry chassis. So you can tell this is a brand new chassis. That might be from All Engines Go Henry. I mean, I don't own an All Engines Go Henry. I've had them in my store, but I've not had one in my personal collection, so I don't have it to compare it. The only thing that's screaming All Engines Go is the cab area, but the rest looks like it's a brand new mould. It's got a nice face. It's not the best Henry face, but you know. Now this tender. First of all, no painted buffers. That's a bit off-putting for me, but that's Mattel for you. You know, they have attempted to put detail. I like the coal. You know, they've actually given him the right shape tender. This is metal. You can feel, like, because of the temperature of it, it's cold, so it is metal. If it was plastic, you wouldn't feel like a temperature. I think the painted buffers is the only thing I've got a problem with. They're not painted buffers, sorry. But yeah, I do like. It's definitely better than the squashed Henry that we had for years from the, oh my god, what's it called? Trapmaster Push Along, whatever that crap is. This guy definitely beats that old version. Now, there has been a lot of controversy about him being smaller than James, so put them together for a second. I can definitely see where people are coming from with the whole, oh, I don't like the fact that James is bigger when Henry's supposed to be bigger. I understand where people are coming from, but at the end of the day, these are made for kids. I mean, I know a lot of adult and teen fans are buying these as well, and Mattel, whoever they hired to make these new ones, obviously did think of the older fans, but at the end of the day, Thomas is Mattel's preschool brand, and they do have to keep it within the sort of preschool sort of quality. So this is the thing, a lot of adult Thomas fans, not going to name any, but they keep assuming these are being made for them. They're not. At the end of the day, while the manufacturers may have some thought for the older fans, they're still made for kids, and that is their target audience. So you can't expect them to be absolutely spot on. But you can tell they have put thought on it. They have shown some respect to not only the fans but the characters' designs. But like I said, end of the day, they are made for children. But this Henry, it is lovely. Definitely probably one of the best Henrys ever made. It's definitely up there. I mean, I don't know. Do I prefer this one or do I prefer the 2022 wooden Henry that Mattel did? When it comes to the tender, definitely the wooden one was better, but the body, I don't know. Put in the comments, what do you think? Is the wooden Henry better or is the metal Henry better? Obviously this one and the 2022 one, not the learning curve one. But yeah, that is the happy story, not the sad story of Henry, the happy story of the push along diecast Henry.